Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you. My name is Osama Madanat. On behalf of the chairman, His Excellency Dr. Mamdouh Abbadi, and members of the Board of Trustees of the Jordanian Transparency Association, we welcome you to this event. This event is dedicated to convey our admiration and appreciation to the French Republic, represented by the French ambassador here, and to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for their leading initiative, and for the esteemed ambassadors and their respected countries for the valuable recognition of an independent state of Palestine. This is a courageous and constructive stand towards bringing peace, justice, and thriving coexistence in this region that has suffered for so long from wars and instability. We welcome you. We welcome your friendship, your support, your cooperation, and we hope that you will have a good event with us tonight. I'd like to call the ambassador of the French Republic to address the crowd, if Your Excellency would please.
Your Excellency, Dr. Abbadi, Excellencies and dear fellow colleagues from the Diplomatic Corps, ladies and gentlemen, allow me first to start with a word of warm thanks to our host, the Jordan Transparency Association, and its chairman, His Excellency Dr. Al-Abbadi, who kindly offered to celebrate the Saudi-French initiative in favor of the two-state solution. This joint initiative, French-Saudi initiative, translated into a high-level conference attended by many heads of states, including His Majesty King Abdullah II, all of whom reaffirmed their commitment to make the two-state solution a reality. It also sparked an unprecedented wave of recognition of the state of Palestine, joining France in this diplomatic breakthrough. I know some of you might wonder why did France wait until now to recognize the state of Palestine and demonstrate such commitment to the two-state solution at this stage. In the face of the endless tragedy unfolding in Gaza, recognition had indeed become a moral duty. And as President Macron had put it, it was time. But also, the French recognition of Palestine was not just about recognition. It was about the restoration of a credible political horizon for peace, a horizon which would ensure the security of Palestinians and Israelis and regional stability after the end of the war in Gaza. This, precisely, has been made possible thanks to the momentum created by Saudi Arabia and France, as well as the commitments obtained from the Palestinian Authority on governance, reforms, including elections. Looking back, and had it not been for this momentum, I dare say that our leaders would not be meeting today in Sharm el-Sheikh to commend the ceasefire agreement for Gaza. Of course, the United States of America, alongside with Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey as mediators, have played a major role in achieving this agreement. But would they have succeeded if it had not for our part in New York late September? If it was not for our strong commitment to achieve peace, which resulted in an increased pressure upon Israel to put an end to its brutal action in Gaza. And if it was not for our collective outreach to the United Nations in this direction, including His Majesty King Abdullah II's call to President Trump to warn him against the devastating risks for the region in case of an Israeli annexation of the West Bank. France now calls all the parties to fully implement the commitments they made. The agreement is an essential first step, but efforts must now focus on turning the ceasefire into concrete actions in accordance with the principle of the New York Declaration. Last Thursday, our ministers met in Paris to discuss ways of making this possible. During this meeting, we worked with a view of gathering concrete contributions to ensure that the second phase of President Trump's plan is implemented. Practically speaking, we tried to work on specifying the details of a collective commitment based on the main parameters for the day after: security, governance, and reconstruction. As we enter this delicate phase, I look forward to hear your thoughts and ideas during the exchanges that we'll have together tonight. What should be the next steps? And it will be interesting to exchange on this. For instance, how can we ensure, hopefully as soon as possible, that the much needed humanitarian assistance can flow into Gaza and provide relief to its population? How can we deploy an international stabilization force under the United Nations Security Council's umbrella in order to ensure a lasting ceasefire? What shape should this force take, and what countries should have a role to play in this regard? Perhaps a last question: how can we proceed to effectively disarm Hamas and allow for the Palestinian Authority to return to Gaza? How should we best accompany the Palestinian Authority to implement the necessary reforms for the establishment of a Palestinian state? All these questions, my friends, are not easy ones. We have no choice but to help each other finding answers if we want to make it work. Otherwise, we risk giving pretext to some to derail the peace process. And this is why, thank you again for gathering us to bring our thoughts together and see how we can fuel the debates ahead of us. Thank you for welcoming me, and thank you for the talks that we'll have tonight together. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. When we gathered to set a date for this event, Dr. Mamdouh Abbadi, out of the blues, decided on the 13th of October, as if he foreseen that this day is the day for cessation of aggression, ceasefire, and the signing of an agreement. So, guys, this guy knows a little too much. Dr. Abbadi, please.
Distinguished ambassadors, esteemed guests, and dear friends, and members of media. It's a great honor for the Jordanian Transparency Association to welcome you all this evening. We are particularly honored by the presence of the Ambassador of France, as we pay a tribute to his country, historic initiatives to recognize the state of Palestine and an independent state. We are equally pleased to extend a warm welcome to the ambassadors of the other countries that have recently taken similar steps, like Ambassador of European Union here with us, and we have this in this area 2 vetoes, British and French. This reception is organized as a gesture of appreciation and respect and an opportunity to foster dialogue, closer ties between our distinguished diplomatic guests with especially the society and national figures in Jordan and with the media. As you are well aware, most nations around the world have achieved independence and established their states. Palestine remains a notable exception where a gorgeous people continue to strive and make tremendous sacrifices their quest for freedom and independence. Our gathering today is held under the banner of friendship, mutual respect, and shared humanity as we look forward to a world free from war, where every nation enjoys the right to freedom and independence. At the end, Jordan and Palestine, we are bound by a shared history, a common geography, and a future of unity. Thank you all on honoring us with your presence, and may peace be upon you. اسمحوا لي احكي سطرين عربي. الأخ الدكتور أحمد الصفدي، السيد أحمد الصفدي رئيس مجلس النواب المحترم، الأخوات والإخوة الحضور، صراعنا مع العدو الإسرائيلي بكل الوسائل قائم منذ 100 عام. أما 7 أكتوبر إلا مرحلة من المراحل في الصراع العربي الإسرائيلي، وسيبقى الشعب الفلسطيني رأس الحربة مع إسرائيل في الصراع حتى تقوم دولته المستقلة على أرضه فلسطين، ويعود السلام على هذه الأرض الذي باركنا حولها، وسنبقى نحن والأهل في فلسطين تاريخنا واحد وجغرافيتنا واحد ومستقبلنا واحد. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you, Dr. Mamdouh. As His Excellency, the French Ambassador suggested, I think we can have the floor for discussions, trying to answer some of the questions, and maybe coming up with different questions or new questions. Your Excellency.